Welcome back to the Rabbit's Chair. So last week we picked Poppy up and we started work on the boat. This week we've got an epic journey with Inca, the other horse, and we've also got to do some more work on the boat, so it's going to be another busy week. We'll try and fit some artwork in, or at least have a look back at some of the artwork that we've done before, but let's go. Let's see what happens.
It is time for Inca to have a very long journey over to Wales to the stallion. So, the other week we spent time installing these cameras so that we can see Inca and Poppy whilst travelling. And here she is, quite happily munching away and just pottering about in the back of the van. But it's really useful being able to keep an eye on her whilst we're moving, just so that we're not worrying about her and we know she's relaxed. Something that's really interesting about this camera, which we didn't really know when we bought it, but it has night vision mode, and as you can see, when we're going through these dark patches, it's flicking on and off from night vision mode. So if we're travelling at night, we can still see what's going on in the back. But we don't tend to travel at night much, but it's a pretty cool feature to have. Well, the weather took a turn for the worst. It's quite noisy. We are halfway up over the tops and the rain just kind of started coming down quite heavy. But Inca doesn't seem to mind. She seems quite happy. Still munching away in the back, not bothered about the noise at all. The weather's got quite bad. I don't know if that picked up on the camera, but that was thunder. Inca's still not bothered. No, Inca is very relaxed, really. It's thunder and lightning and throwing it down, and Inca is just... Yeah. Hail now. I think the weather's a bit mad today. The hail upset her a little bit, but not much. She noticed that one. So, we are midway. We are having food and a drink and a break from driving. And Inca is quite merrily joining us. A little bit tired, but she's still munching away on her hay net. Still quite happy in the back, just relaxed. And having some treats. Aren't you, Ink? Here you go.
Well, all seems to be going well so far, and we'll come back to Inca's epic journey in a little bit. So now let's go have a look what's happening at the boat and see whether we're actually making any more sense of it.
Well, that's up. We haven't sunk yet. It's up to the middle there. Yeah. Pull that bit there. Oh, this one, pull that. It is. No, towards the bottom. Kind of can't. Oops. You might need to move things for that. Oh, shit. It's almost there. Now then.
Where?
Oh, I can smell it.
That's it. Hot. Hang on. So we've managed to clear the bed area now and open up that end, and now we've just lifted up laminate flooring that the whole boat's kind of covered in, and then this spongy stuff that's getting a bit wet underneath, but lifted it to reveal quite a nice marine ply floor underneath. So I think the idea at the moment is lift the laminate from throughout the boat to work on the nice floor underneath. We'll have to do it systematically through, but at the moment, if we can get that end uncovered, we can start to see what the rest of the infrastructure is. So far it looks really nice, and then we can build up from there. So yeah, it's damp. It's a bit damp underneath where the cardboard bits,
it's all stuck to it.
It's sticking on, it's holding on underneath. We need a bit of breathing underneath. So yeah, so far so good. Nice internal shell underneath all of the extra additions that have been done for kind of aesthetic and comfort. So we can take those bits out, start again. Well, we seem to be getting somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back, see how Inca's doing with this epic journey through the wind and the rain.
Well, we are like 15 minutes away. We are on windy little Welsh roads again. Well, not really windy little yet, but we're getting to windy little Welsh roads, and we've got the beautiful mountains. We've got horses, and we've got Inca, who's finding the corners a little bit awkward, but she's not doing bad. She's taking it in a stride. We've met another horse along the way. Inca didn't notice. We have arrived. We are just making it here rather slowly because it's quite narrow here for the little old horse box. That was a tree. Is it left here? I think it's left here, isn't it? Is it left? I think so, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yes, it's left. And little old Inca's still holding on. A little bit windy for it, but she's dealing with it quite well. There's the mountains. Inca is going on holiday for a while. Wait. There's another tree. More now. Come on.
And that's it. Inca's on holiday. Long journey, but she seems to have enjoyed it, and the lorry seems to be quite happy taking her. So yeah, so let's go see where we are with the boat and whether we're any clearer and any closer to making any sense of it. More floor unearthing. Still quite nice floor all the way through. It's good because it's now allowing it to breathe.
As you can see here, it's just got stuck to the floor because it's damp. It's not like really, really bad, it's just
extra layers of hidden stuff.
And over time it gets worse.
So it's going really dark, and we've nearly finished. Oh, we've got some lights on now. Doesn't really give you a good sense of perspective, this, but we kind of had a drastic change of plan and decided that rather than try and work around all the stuff that was already in it, we would gut the boat completely back to the bare bones and start again. So we are at the point where we have completely emptied it today and coming up with some ideas for designs, so we'll be able to start rebuilding it sometime soon. So yeah, there's plenty of floor space for Ed to sleep on anyway. So that's good. Big change of plan, big empty canvas to work from, and loads of ideas. So we'll keep an eye on the progress there. Yeah, keep a regular update on how things are progressing. So back on our theme of artwork and using the barn. So the same week as Rosie and Sarah performed and Cookie Tongue were under the barn performing, with a bit of a performance from Frank. And we'll talk about Frank a lot more as we do the Frank Caravan. So yeah, let's go see what Frank gets up to. Oh! Hi, Diane. How are you? So that's Frank Bobbins. And they were creating their rendition of the most expensive painting in the world, Salvator Mundo. And yes, worth every penny. Right. So while we were over in Wales dropping Inca off, we nipped over to the house, and we have to clear out one of the buildings at the bottom, a bit more strimming and a bit more measuring. But before we could do that, we had to see whether the lorry would actually fit down the very narrow, windy road. So let's go see what happened in Wales.
Well, we are now going to the house in the horse box. Let's see if we can make it, because it's rather large for these little roads, and these roads are quite steep for this little box. Yes, we've dropped Inca off at least, so we no longer have Inca in the back. But let's see how it deals with going up this hill.
In first gear, not third.
In first gear, not third. This corner right here.
Yeah, we're through.
Clip it.
No, it dropped out of gear.
Oh. Well, we made it through somehow. Let's see if we've got anywhere to park.
So if we look here, that's where we've got to turn around to get into the field.
I'm not sure if we're going to manage that.
Yeah, we will.
When we've got the field sorted a bit more, we'll be parking in there. Hey, it's got meadow sweet all in it. It's full of meadow sweet. Wow. Yeah, there is.
That one's cutting back again. Well, bring it down to eat it up.
Already. You're just going to park right in the middle. I'll upset everybody. Well, we're here.
That's it. It fits.
So we're actually trying to measure the space for a roof. So Ed's had to go up and kind of measure
The apex.
to the apex there, up to that. So it's around about 12 foot for that slope, all the way down.
But on the Discovery, we've found a plum tree.
So yeah, we found a plum tree behind the building.
And all the plum trees spread that way, behind the building.
So there's loads of plum trees that go over there.
Yeah, loads.
Okay, right, let's get on and measure the next bit.
So, while I'm up here, we have made a discovery of a little plum tree. And it's just happily, merrily sat on top of this rock behind the building. And there's also another one there growing behind it. And if you can see just over there, there's another and another. And I think that's another one over there, unless it's a part of this one, which I don't think it is. But I think that's a big one there, and it must have spread over from the churchyard. But yeah, we have a little plum tree back here, which would be quite nice to harvest if we ever get a chance.
We'd have to go up again.
Well, we could make little steps up there. Actually make steps up to it to be able to get to the plum tree.
Be nice.
So we're on our way back from dropping Inca off and spending a bit of time at the house and measuring stuff up. It's a bit wet, but yeah, we'll be back soon at the farm and hopefully it's not raining and we can get on with some jobs.
So the beginning of another big job, and yeah, it's starting to get there. We've got the measurements, we just need the materials, and again, we'll follow the progress of that job as we go along. So this week, another epic journey, this time with Inca, and a bit of time spent over in Wales doing the house. Also been back to the boat, had a look at the boat, and started, well, completely gutted it, ready to rebuild. And a bit of an introduction to Frank, and we'll see more of Frank as we go along. Yeah, next week, carrying on with these big jobs that we keep starting, and hopefully get a chance to get around the carousel. So yeah, join us next week from the Rabbit's Chair.